Dear students, in the last session we discussed about the concept of functions. We had seen what is the definition of the function, and we had seen some important terminologies what we are going to use in the functions, what are the advantages of the functions, what are the categories of the functions, and some important terms what we used in the concept of functions. Like calling function, called function, and we had seen some important terms like parameter or argument, that is the variables which are enclosed within the parentheses of the function are called as parameter or arguments. And we had seen what is actual parameter and formal parameters. The parameters which are used in the calling function are called as actual parameters, and the parameters which are used in the called function are called as formal parameters. And we had seen what are the rules that we have to follow while passing actual parameters to formal parameters. That is, the number of actual parameters and the formal parameters must be same, and the corresponding data types of actual and formal parameters must be same. So these are the rules regarding or while passing actual parameters to formal parameters. And we had seen different categories of the function, like we are having three categories of the functions, like the functions without parameters and without return values. Second category is the function with parameters and without return value, and the third category is the function with parameters and with return value. So the function can also return a value. So for returning a value, we are going to use the keyword called return. That's what we discussed in the last session. And we had seen what is the definition of the function. A function is a subprogram which may return a value or may not return a value. If returns, the function always returns a single value. There is a definition what we had seen. So these are the concepts what we discussed in the previous session. Now we will see one more concept called call by value. This we will explain with the help of an example. So in the main, I am taking two values, I am reading two values, and I am passing those particular two values to a function called interchange. So that is interchange AB, I am calling that. The values will be passed to the function interchange, that is into xy. So that is I am passing actual parameters AB to formal parameters xy. Now I am doing modification to xy, and I am saying print the values of AB, that is print the value of actual parameters. Suppose if I am giving A value as 100, B value as 50, so as a programmer we will assume that whenever we say print the values of AB, it is going to print 50, 100, but that is incorrect here. That is, we are passing actual parameters to formal parameters, and if we do any modification to formal parameters, they are not going to affect the values of actual parameters. So this concept is called as call by value. So the call by value is nothing but it is a mechanism in which we are going to pass a copy of actual parameters to formal parameters, and if we do any modification to formal parameters, they are not going to affect the values of actual parameters. This is called as call by value.